beautiful week it is. Welcome to Herman Manyora's channel. My name is Jadel Kabra. I'm glad that you've joined us for today's political conversation. A conversation that is always simple, truthful, unbiased. Prof puts it as hard-hitting. I'm joined by the owner, founder, some people call you president of this channel, Herman Manyora.
Yes,
Welcome on set.
Good, thank you.
How are you doing today, though?
Wonderful.
Just wonderful.
I thought you meant president of the country soon.
Soon.
I will turn this country
Did I tell you I talked to someone and she was asking me why you are not vying for presidency?
And I will turn this country around.
That's
It cannot be the same. If you make me president of this country, if I'm president of this country, and you go away for 5 years, when you come back, you can't believe this is Kenya.
What would you do differently? What would you
turn
do?
this country around.
Starting with?
This country has potential. First of all, what I'll do, nobody will ever steal public money when I'm president. Not even 1 shilling. One, Bob, you will never try. I will make it so difficult for you to steal that the trouble you'll have to go through to steal 1 shilling from the public, it not be worth it. But in the event you go through the mtego yangu and you steal 2 shillings or 1, watch a China, it will be worse for you. And nobody will. So I'll have so much money. And I will not allow people to do business with government, to make government as an enterprise. We suffer because our leaders, both political and business, and all of them, they are out to milk government, to do business with government. I will stop all that.
So that's probably one of the biggest things that is affecting the country, corruption and business with government.
Yes, people are turning government into a kiosk.
Let's get into today's political conversation. We're speaking about polls. The latest poll by Radio Africa showing that Ruto is leading at 45.5%, Raila closely behind with 41.3%. If polls are anything to go by, what would you say has attributed to Raila's this growth? Because on January was at 35%. What has he done differently? So right now he's at 41.3%.
Well, if you were to go by the polls in the past 3-4 months or so, it's just a natural development that Ruto was in the race against himself. So it was obvious that we'll be at those percentages. And when Raila joined just the other day, he had to begin gaining traction, gaining the numbers. So that is a natural development.
What is the likelihood of Raila getting to 50%? Because right now, if they're both at 45%, it's 40%. It's worrisome for both of them. What is the likelihood of Raila getting to 50%? Let's say by June, July.
By June, Raila will be beyond the 50% mark, by far.
How?
Because I'm looking at the numbers. You know, there are 2 things people don't understand. And my former PA, who is still my very close young man, very close friend, and my son, Bruno, you know him?
Yeah.
He was reminding me the other day that masses are not very reliable. They are not very reliable. And there's no better. I think I did a video and I cited the example of Julius Caesar played by Shakespeare. In which Brutus, the conspirators who have just assassinated Caesar, come to address the masses. And the masses are happy with what they have done. Because Brutus tells them, it's not that I didn't love Caesar. You know, Caesar was my best friend. So it's not that I didn't love Caesar, but I loved Rome more. That's why we killed him. And people agree, because Rome was running away from dictators. And it looked like Caesar was about to take them back to emperors and kings and dictators. They had run away from them. They were a republic. So people agreed. But when Mark Antony came, he fired them. And they went looking for these Brutus people and killing them and doing all manner of things. So really,
crowds do change.
The masses are not very reliable. That's number 1. Number 2, it is rare that the excitement in the masses translates to votes directly. Why? A good number of the people shouting hustler, hustler, Ruto, Ruto today are majorly young people. And we know how young people behave when it comes to voting. I don't think that's going to change this election. You get it? And because someone was telling Manyora, it looks like Ruto is winning this. Maybe you could be right. Let me tell you something. The Bradley effect. When it becomes clear, for example, when it looks like the perception is that Ruto is winning, if you ask somebody from the Mount Kenya region whether they will vote for Raila, they will say no. Because they know everybody is saying Ruto. But when they go to vote, they will vote differently.
So you think this...
But now, finally, and I've said this before, when you look at the patterns, voting patterns in this country, if you go by regions, and now we are able to make a fair assessment of which part of this country Ruto is unassailable, strong, where Raila is unassailable, strong. The so-called battlegrounds, counties and areas. The patterns are already clear. Now, going by those patterns, I don't think Ruto can win the election.
Okay.
No, he cannot. Raila will be at 58.
Let me remind you about isorite.com. Isorite.com is a global merchandise platform which is owned by Kenyans in the diaspora, coming out and telling you that if you go to the diaspora and you want to rent property, or you have property in the diaspora that you would like to list it, you can go to isorite.com and you can be able to get clients for your property, even if you have a car, even if actually you are a service provider, you're a professional in a specific area. Let's say you're a cobbler and you go to America and you like people to hire your services. You can go to isorite.com and post your profile there, and you'll find someone that will be interested in you. If you have media that you'd like to sell, if you have tickets that you'd like people to buy, you can go to isorite.com so that you can be able to get clients to either rent your property, to lease your property, or even to rent or get your services at a very affordable rate. Go to isorite.com for you to be able to just mingle with clients that can be able to support your profession, to support what you're doing, your property, or even anything that you like to rent or lease. That is isorite.com.
It's all right.
It's all right. Isorite is all right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue with this conversation. Speaking about what is happening currently in the political scene, these numbers right now, when you look at Deputy President William Ruto, what should he be able to do now? Or is there something he can do within the next couple of months? Because his numbers are not where they were. They are actually decreasing. What should he do?
You know, there's the curse of the first land. the plateau curse. Is a reality. You know those people who start kule mbele kwa kiwanja, that inner lane, is it the inner lane?
Yeah.
They are given some advantage, not the outer lane.
Yeah.
You know those lanes, how they work?
The inner seems smaller.
Yeah, and you know, there's a problem there, kidogo.
Yeah.
And then the plateau. Ruto hit the top so fast.
Yeah.
The task is to remain at the top. I've given this example many times. To be number one in a class is rarely the problem. The problem is to maintain that first position. Quite often in life, the natural thing, you go up, you come down. So Ruto will have to do everything to remain himself at the top.
Okay.
And as the numbers can indicate right now, he's losing grip. He's coming down. As his opponent is going, you've just said, Raila had 15, 20, 35, now he's at 45, 41.
Yeah.
So what are the trends? One is going up, another one is going down.
Okay.
I'm not saying the one going up will win, but I'm saying it's a natural development. When you are up, you come down. Force of gravity. Now, where these two meet at point X will be the presidency.
But
that will determine who becomes the president. Where do they meet? The one going up, how far up will he go? How far down will Ruto come? Where they meet, it will be obvious. And in June, it will be very clear.
Is there a possibility of a runoff? Because these numbers are just at their 40s.
There can be no runoff.
And we need 50 plus one.
There can be no runoff because we don't have two candidates. So can be no runoff.
You're dismissing Jimmy Wanjigi?
Jimmy Wanjigi has not shown... Because I've said here many times, this thing, Jimmy would have not necessarily taken it, but he would have come up with a very serious showing that could scare. Jimmy Wanjigi said was a dangerous card. But I have not seen him coming out in a way to capitalize on this situation. So I can safely say there are two candidates.
When you look at the numbers, though, when you look at the deputy president, he has been getting people since January.
Yes.
He got Justin Muturi. His campaigns have been steady. He even went abroad. It caused quite a stir there. Why isn't he getting the support he needs? Because the numbers are not showing according to what is happening on the ground. Is the polls correct? Should we go with them?
William Samoei Ruto should have listened to one Manyora. I said, there is a way we play our politics in this country. You cannot convince me, desirable as it may be, we shall change that this election. That's for the future. What the good that is for the future, they thought it can work now. One, that the Kenyan demography will move from tribe to other things like youth, young, hustler, what. The hustler is first a Luo before he becomes a hustler. So he will vote with his fellow Luos. The hustler is first a Kalenjin before he becomes a hustler. So he will vote with fellow Kalenjin. Simple. He refused to see that. Now he's seeing it too late. Number two, I said our politics is played along regional lines. He said, no, tutaki watu viongozi. Our politics is becoming coalition-based. He said, no, we'll go it alone. It is discovering too late. I said, our politics is played with kingpins, vigogo. He said, no, hawa kubwa wanataka vyeo, sisi tuko na wananchi na Mungu. He discovered, you require Justin Muturi, you require Mudavadi, you require Kalonzo, Moses Kuria. It is too late, and now I'm answering your question. The other side has all the big people already. Yeah, all the regional kingpins, all the regions. Now you discover God and the people is not enough. You need to go in Kakamega and have a trolley. You need Oparanya. You need Eugene. You need those big people there. You have Khalwale.
After these nominations, is there something that can happen? These nominations for both sides have shown that something can happen after all this has been dealt with. In case of fallout, when you look at what has happened in UDA, when you look at what has happened in ODM, Azimio la Umoja, we've talked about zoning. Yes. What is the possibility of a party or a coalition coming out stronger than the other after these nominations and the fallouts?
Things can still happen. One, people are going to go independent. And that in some cases could tilt the scales. Some people are going to go out in anger. I hear Jaguar is annoyed with the Ruto and there are issues happening. I think you said we should talk about that. Keter and the rest. They could also tilt the balance. So people are going to leave one side and join the other. Okay. It could have some impact, even perceptive only. Let me tell you, there are people who may even say they are supporting another candidate and they already have your ticket. Yes. 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 Yes, somebody can say, after consideration, we support the Jubilee candidate. And therefore, I'm not going to be on the ballot. And it's beyond where you can change. He has not died. If the candidate dies after nomination, then
you have another.
But he's alive. He says he's not. If IBC has not prepared ballot papers, they may not put his name. Or it may be there, but people have been told, I'm not standing. Those things are there. And even after elections, there are people who have been planted in areas where, for example, Jubilee could not win, like Kiambu. You know you can't win. You send Wamatangi there.
He wins nominations.
Immediately after elections, he comes back home. So all these things are going to play out. You wait until we have Limuru. Let Sagana come and Limuru. You will see moves you have not seen before.
Let's have a conversation on that in our next show about what is happening within UDA. So many people have fallen out. It's been tough for DP Ruto because he couldn't be able to control them. So we'll have a conversation on that. But when we get to that, you go to icerite.com, check out the website in case you're going abroad and you want to lease a car, you want to lease a property, you want to lease your profession, go to icerite.com. Or you want to go there and rent something, go to icerite.com and you'll be able to find the right cars, the right property, wherever you want to go, be it Los Angeles, be it Washington, D.C., whether you want to go to Austin, Texas, go to icerite.com, find a home for you, find a car for you, find a job for you. It's all in one platform, icerite.com. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.